I'm Xena.
And I'm Simon.
Welcome to Couch Conversations. This is our introduction to Couch Conversations, so you'll know what we're about, who we are, and why we're doing what we're doing.
Why don't you grab yourself a coffee, sit down and relax, and let's get cracking on some real in-depth conversations.
So we are pastors. We are founders of a charity. I'm an author, and we're also international speakers. And we have got a whole range of things and topics that we want to be able to discuss with you. And
primarily our charity is called At The Ark, and primarily what we do is we assist families of children that have been sexually abused and those that have been affected by domestic violence. Now that covers a wide range of topics, and that's what we want to cover in these couch conversations, don't we?
Yes, we do. So we're happy to talk about anything that involves domestic violence, child sexual abuse, child protection. We have got some really interesting conversation starters already that have been sent to us, so it'll be good to get moving and doing some of these couch conversations.
I'm really looking forward to hearing some in-depth questions, which I know you must have deep in your heart. If you've had anything to do with either child protection or domestic violence, there must be something playing along in your head. So why not look below at the link below? You'll see an email address. Why don't you email us your questions and contact us direct, and we'd love to connect with you and just answer any of those in-depth questions that you may have tickling around inside your head.
So, as I said earlier, I'm an author, and I have published 4 books. The first set of books is called Brave Little Bear. It's a series of 3 books, and let me just get them for you. These are what they look like. So these are children's books or family books. So they are to equip families with self-protective behaviours. This book here is the first book I wrote, and it's Brave Little Bear, and he just tells his story, introduces self-protective behaviours very gently. It all rhymes. They're very simple. And this one here is for older children, 6 to 12 years. It says it's called Too Big Not to Share, and it covers topics such as fear feelings, online safety, difference between secrets and surprises, and a whole heap more. And then this one here is for adults, and this book goes really well with these, obviously, but it really is a good help for any adult that are trying to have these conversations with children and feeling very uncomfortable about it. And on the back, it talks about, it's got a little section here, and it says 10 tips for protecting children and what to do if you suspect abuse. So it's a really great resource, and I'll give you the link at the bottom underneath so you can click on them and find out more and buy your copies if you'd like. I also have authored this book called Broken to Be Beautiful. Now, Broken to Be Beautiful is the story behind Brave Little Bear, At The Ark, why we do what we do. It's my heart, it's my story, and it's called Forging of a Warrior because, you know, when we go through things, we really need to have a warrior spirit that just kind of helps you to get through situations. And I found that my whole life I have been forged into who I am now. And so that's a bit about our books.
So in essence, what we're trying to do with these couch conversations is relate stories from what Xena has written in her books, the Brave Little Bear series and the Broken to Be Beautiful story, and relate them to yourselves. Obviously, these stories are not unique, are they?
No. They're not at all. 1 in 5 children will be sexually abused before they're 18. So that's a lot of stories.
Yeah, and what about domestic violence? What are the stats there?
Well, 1 woman a week and 1 man a month in Australia are killed by domestic violence. And
that's horrific.
I know.
Yeah.
It is. It's really bad. And on top of that, you've got stats such as by 10 o'clock this morning, 300 calls to the police with domestic violence related.
Now that's here in Australia, right?
Yeah, so, that's just here in
So
Australia.
I can imagine in the UK and the US, the statistics aren't much different to what they are here. So no matter where you are in the world, these conversations will relate to you.
Yeah.
And, you know, we just because we live in Australia, it doesn't mean that we can't cater to people overseas, because some of the people that have bought your books, so how many countries are your books in now?
The Brave Little Bear series that we know of, they're in 13 different countries.
Wow.
Of course, it could be more than that,
Course,
because people buy them and take them and send them to their friends and things like that. So we've sold about 2,500 copies, probably a little bit more than that now, which has gone worldwide. And this one here, I know it's in 5 countries. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the reality is that there is so much importance to what we're doing. So these couch conversations, just to bring it back to what we want to do, is to basically allow people to understand the ins and outs of child abuse and child protection, as well as the horrific stats behind domestic violence and just what can be done about it. And to understand that you're not alone.
That's exactly right. It's not just for people that have been through abuse as well. You might be that you're just looking to educate yourselves. It might be that you know a friend who's going through either domestic abuse or something that has happened to them in their childhood, and you don't know how to help them. It could be that you have absolutely nothing to do with it, but you'd like to know more so you can help in the community. Mm-hmm. This is not just for people who've been abused. This is for everybody, because everybody has a story and everybody probably knows somebody.
I know that for a fact. We've heard people that have bought your book, that have read your book, that have had no experience whatsoever with child assault or child protection or domestic violence, but they've gone, oh wow, that's like a aha moment where they've gone, I had no idea that this was actually out there. And I know plenty of my friends that I can see now that they are in a domestic violence situation, and I can go along and assist them and just be there and have a sensitive ear to what they're talking about.
That's right. And there's also, we've also come across people who've said, I have been overcritical of my friends who've been in unhealthy relationships and have stayed in it. I actually understand them a little bit better now. And so that's a really good thought, that we can actually help people by understanding their situation and supporting them through it, because not every woman wants to leave the relationship, and that's a really hard concept for those of us who think, get out, it's safer to get out. But if we
that's
can
why these conversations are going to be so important, right?
That's right.
So why don't you just don't forget to subscribe to this channel and share it with others. This is such an important topic, the 2 topics that are so vitally important to the survival of men and women that are in domestic violence situations, as well as children that need protection. So get on, subscribe and share.
Thank you so much for watching, and just remember that protecting children is everybody's job, and you're included in that. So let's start making a difference in the world.
We'll see you soon.